finally, does Sentebale have a future without the Duke of Sussex?
Absolutely. Sentebale has had a future. We must stop infantilizing Sentebale. Sentebale is 19 years old. Sentebale is here because of the people in Africa who do the work every single day. Prince Harry visited Africa for the first time in 5 years when I asked him to last year. Who do you think was running the show? During the pandemic, before the pandemic, and after the pandemic, Sentebale will live. Sentebale will live on because of the people.
What is up, YouTube? My name is Happiness and welcome to my channel. So today we're gonna react to this video. Dr. Sophie Chandauka, yes, she says that Harry is a racist. So you might be looking at me and be like, what are you talking about? The Prince of Sussex being a racist? I mean, like, the guy is married to a black woman. I would consider her as a black woman. So yes, guys, so let's look at this video so that we can try to break it down and understand what sort of like allegation does Sophie have against Prince Harry.
So when I arrived in July in 2023, of course, the first thing you do is you open the annual report, you look at the board minutes to see what it is that's going on in the organization. When you look at the I did a 7-year historical review of the financials, looking at our costs and looking at our revenues, so income. It was pretty obvious to me that we had lost quite a number of corporate sponsors, we'd lost some families, and we'd lost individuals who were donating to the organization. And there was quite a significant correlation between the time the organization started to see a departure of sort of major organizations and Prince Harry's departure from the UK itself. Oh. When you look at the board minutes, though, there is no discussion about what's happening with respect to some of our most significant funders. And then when you discuss with the senior executive team and ask why there isn't a conversation about this, the answer is it's really difficult to have this conversation because the instruction was it's an uncomfortable conversation to have with Prince Harry in the room.
So the central point here is when you look at the risk register of the charity and funding, number one risk is that's Duke of Sussex.
Yes.
Is that your opinion or?
It is. It is.
Okay, guys, I had to stop that video over there. So one thing that we need to understand is that ever since Prince Harry moved to Hollywood and went to, after he got married to Meghan Markle, it has not been the same, whereby people don't look at him as being the same prince from the royal family like usual. So after that happened, so you would find that mostly people who would sponsor him, like in terms of this charity, like they sort of like would not, I mean, like, hence, like how Sophie said it, that ever since he went to Hollywood, they have lost a couple of funding through the charity, you know, people who would be interested in being able to fund, because the way he has been moving lately is that he has not been focusing on being a prince, but to be a celebrity, you see.
And there was an insistence on, you know, raising of topics that were not even on the agenda of the day. An example might be Prince Harry decides on a specific occasion that he wants to appoint an individual to the board with immediate effect without having talked to me. It's not on the agenda. And somehow everybody's just supposed to tolerate that.
The he being here, Prince Harry?
Yes, Prince
So Prince Harry comes into the meeting and says, I want to appoint somebody as CEO.
As a board member, as a trustee with immediate effect. His proxy on the board says, yes, I second that motion. The third proxy on the board says, welcome to the board, Brian. And everybody's shocked and quiet. But this is what happens when the prince is in the room and no one has the courage to speak.
Okay, so as you heard her saying that whenever the prince says something will happen, it should happen. But I would understand because he's the prince. He's the one who seems like in charge. But hence you say that, like everything has to go through the board. Like the board has the final say whereby they will tally the vote. So the way she's saying is that Prince Harry will just come in and will just elect the person, and maybe one person would vote in favor, and all of a sudden the person is now being placed in that position. So that's what she is saying from the way I understand it. But okay, it sounds like that's how he does. But let's just continue with this video.
Prince Harry wanted to, I'm quoting here, force the failure of the charity. Why on earth would he want a charity he founded in memory of his mother to fail? I mean, that's... He would have some justification for feeling hurt at allegation.
To be honest, it's a last resort. Really, what Prince Harry wanted to do was to eject me from the organization, and this went on for months. It went on for months through bullying, harassment. I have documentation. There were board meetings where members of the executive team and external strategic advisors were sending me messages saying, should I interrupt? Should I stop this? Oh my gosh, this is so bad. In fact, our strategic advisor for fundraising then sent me a message saying she wouldn't want to ever attend any more board meetings or bring her colleagues because of the treatment. When that failed, Prince Harry started to brief, and his team, sponsors that I'd been speaking to against me and the charity, because that is a sure way of getting me out if it's seen as though I'm not being successful in my fundraising efforts.
I obviously have to put this to both of you.
Yes.
What you're essentially saying is that the Duke of Sussex is guilty of harassment and bullying and improper conduct in the governance of a charity.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I'm going to give you a really good example. The only reason I'm here, Trevor, is because at some point on Tuesday, Prince Harry authorized the release of a damaging piece of news to the outside world without informing me, or my country directors, or my executive director. And can you imagine what that attack has done for me, on me, and the 540 individuals in the Sentebale organizations and their family? That is an example of harassment and bullying at scale. And so if the world didn't want to believe that there's such a thing as bullying, this unleashing of the Sussex machine on me and the 540 employees at Sentebale who received this and have had to defend it.
By the way, when you say the Sussex machine, what are you talking about?
The PR machine that supports Prince Harry's efforts. The only way we discovered of his decision was through the Sussex machine activating newspapers.
You were not told that he planned and the Prince Seeiso planned to resign?
We were informed that they have the intention to withdraw if I went to the High Court and succeeded.
All right, well, look, the polo match, which we've talked about, the accusation is that the financial backers were upset by your conduct, and also that you hired expensive consultants without board approval.
Well, that's just not true. Ian is witness.
Well, look, I mean, isn't the problem here that it was you was the problem, not the prince?
It was me who was the problem because I put a whistleblower complaint about the bullying, the harassment, and the misogyny, and Prince Harry interfered in the investigation of that. And the senior independent director who should have taken care of it was the very same person who then delivered the news to me that I was going to be removed by the board. So it's a cover-up, and the prince is involved.
So guys, what it sounds like Prince Harry was plotting to get rid of her, but he did not know how to go by getting rid of her. So he would plot a lot of stuff, like maybe like how she said it, that the people that she would organize for the fundraisers, Prince Harry, would make those fundraisers to go against Sophie. So I would understand when she says that, yes, that is a form of bullying to her. But let's just continue with this video so that we can come with our own type of conclusion.
You talked about misogyny. Let's be frank. Are you saying that the misogyny stemmed from Prince Harry himself and his associates?
I would actually say my experience is Prince Harry himself, fantastic actually. We had a great relationship. But there are some individuals on the board who, quite frankly, did not treat me in the way that they would have treated the prior chair, right? And completely disrupted my meetings because they thought that they could get away with mistreating a woman.
Okay, so what she's saying is that it's a cover-up. So when she means it's a cover-up, is she saying that they were, the prince was hiding himself behind his board members for him to tell his board members to get rid of her, you see? So that's what I'm trying to understand, but let's still move on with the video.
Finally, does Sentebale have a future without the Duke of Sussex?
Absolutely. Sentebale has had a future. We must stop infantilizing Sentebale. Sentebale is 19 years old. Sentebale is here because of the people in Africa who do the work every single day. Prince Harry visited Africa for the first time in 5 years when I asked him to last year. Who do you think was running the show? During the pandemic, before the pandemic, and after the pandemic, Sentebale will live. Sentebale will live on because of the people.
Okay, guys, let's come with our own conclusion. So, from the way I understand it is that what she says that there is no Sentebale there is a Sentebale without Prince Harry. I disagree because at the end of the day, Prince Harry is a royal, and the reason why it was started, it was because of him. In memory of his mother, Princess Diana. But what she's saying is a lot of claims against Prince Harry when she's saying that Prince Harry is a bully, harassment, him using the board against her to get rid of her, you see. So, and also I'd like to mention, like when I was talking about my previous video whereby I was saying that when Sophie was at the polo match and Meghan appeared with Serena Williams, like Prince Harry asked Sophie to speak on behalf of, to represent Meghan, to talk to the press, saying that, you know, the reason why Meghan was there is because remember that Sophie is a lawyer, so she knows how to deal with the press, but she said no. So what does that say? Maybe it's that their relationship is no longer the same, you see. But at the end of the day, you know, like from the way I look at it, I mean, like, I do not agree with the Duke of Sussex to resign from his role at this charity, you see. And like, it won't be the same without him. But if it's like that, then let's just wait to see any more outcome on how things are gonna turn out. So yes, thank you guys for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe, and let's meet up to the next one. Peace out.